Are we good? Checking. JC, are we good? Are we here? Check
I
1,
think we're
2.
good. I think we're
What?
solid.
That's my YouTube. There we go, YouTube. All right, I'm on a delay. We are live. Welcome to the morning show, everybody. Spencer Israel, JC Parets. Steve Strazza is here. He'll be in, out, and around this morning. What's on everyone's mind? What should we talk about today? Bob says, we stayed mum about the gold IPO when I said half a Newmont was launching overnight. Newmont no longer the largest. Well, Newmont also didn't they have a exec shakeup yesterday? So I don't know. Let's see. I don't know what we're going to talk about. I do know who we're going to talk to. We're going to talk to Rob Koyfin from Koyfin. And then Kenny will be here, and then we'll hop off around 9:30. We have a new show. I want to talk about that today. New show. It's going to premiere after this show. It's going to be fun. You ready to roll? Let's roll.
All right.
What's up?
New monthly candles today. Hello. Is everybody excited?
That's right. It is the last day. It's 30 days, half September. That's today.
New monthly candles, new quarterly candlesticks for those who partake. How many people out there you think are looking at quarterly candles?
Almost no one, I would venture.
Almost no one. I used to be a never quarterly guy. Did you know that about me?
It's too much.
I used to think so too. And I was wrong. Sorry. I'm not sorry. The David Cox, believe it or not, is the one who finally converted me. You know, there's always somebody, who green pills you into the quarterlies, right? And for me, it was David Cox. Shout out to Canada. It's a bummer he wasn't around when we were in Toronto recently. He's out in Dubai with the fellas, with Sam and Fawn.
I'm seeing a lot of pictures of Dubai.
They're having a good time. Must be nice. While the rest of us here are working, they're out gallivanting in Dubai. I see how it is, guys. I see how it is. You're welcome. Hold on, but get back to the quarterlies. I used to be like, all these quarterly candles are just too much. They're too long of a time horizon. What am I going to do with this quarterly data? I got to tell you, over the years, as I've gotten older, and it has nothing to do with time horizon, day trader, swing trader, it doesn't matter. It's really all just about perspective. And then most of us have multiple time frames, accounts with multiple time frames, different strategies, some shorter term, some longer term. So, it plays. And, you don't need to look at quarterly candles for everything. But, some of the major indexes, not just domestically, but around the world, some of the bellwether stocks, some of the key commodities like precious metals and energy and things like that. So that's real life. I used to be a never quarterly guy, and now I like the quarterlies.
Also,
just in the chat, anybody in the chat like the quarterlies?
Also, as the last day of the quarter, right? It is possible we see some shenanigans around the close today. Just because.
You think we're going to see some shenanigans?
No, I don't think. I don't know. I don't know anything, but it's the kind of environment where you would see some shenanigans into the close, end of the quarterly window dressing.
Yeah, I'm more about just buying Yom Kippur. Can we just buy Yom Kippur and call it a day?
Well, you would have to sit on your hands for another couple of days.
You want to know the funniest thing I've heard all week? You want to know the funniest thing?
Sure.
The reason that Phil Perlman likes Yom Kippur the best of all of the Jewish holidays is because you fast on Yom Kippur. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
Tell me that's not hilarious. No? Of course, that's his favorite because you fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the fast will start tomorrow night.
Is that why you're so good at fasting? Because you've been doing it like once a year your whole life, or no?
That's not why I'm good at fasting. I wouldn't say I'm good at fasting.
You're pretty good. What do you mean?
I'm better. I'm better than most, but I would not say I'm good. Phil is way better than I am.
Well, yeah.
I'm fasting right now, but I haven't eaten since last night, so not much of a fast.
Right. Well, you got to
Yeah,
start somewhere. All right,
gotta
let's get
start
into the
somewhere.
market. We're buying Yom Kippur. Let's talk about why.
Oh
Let's go.
boy. Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Dow down 69 points for the Dow, 14 basis points. Nothing going on this morning in the Dow. 46,550 for the Dow. S&P 500 futures also not much going on, down 7 handles, above 6,700 by the way. Nasdaq 100 flat as well, 0.0, 24,008 and a quarter. 30-year bond futures up a smidge at 117. You got crude oil down 2% today at 62. Copper down 1% at 483. You got gold down a third of 1% at 38.42. Silver down 1.6%, 46 and a quarter, with the VIX still above 16, Spencer. Still above 16 for that old S&P volatility index. Bitcoin over in funny money land making big moves, 113,215 for the BTC. Spencer, I don't know if you checked, but this is going to be the highest monthly close. The highest quarterly close for crypto, for Bitcoin in general. So keep that in mind. Ethereum, let me just make sure that's not fake news. Not fake news. It's going to be the highest. And it'll be the second highest monthly close for the record for Bitcoin. Ethereum, just under 4,200, down 1%. You got Solana, 207, down 2.7%. Total crypto market cap, Mr. Spencer Israel, 3.83 trillion, about to put in the highest quarterly close of all time for the total crypto market cap. How do we feel about that? How do we feel about the futures?
I mean, life comes at you so fast, right? Here we were on Friday talking about this does not look good. This does not look good for crypto, right? It did look good, and then very quickly it didn't, and we were all of a sudden. Steve was talking about, getting bearish and taking risk off the table just for crypto. I'm talking about,
yeah.
And then fast forward 2-3 days later, and actually, that ended up being one of the most bullish things that could have happened, right?
Because the shakeout before the ripper is something we see in crypto again and again and again. We talked about it yesterday. We don't need to go over it again. We talked about those key levels in Solana and in Bitcoin. Holding above those levels is going to be key for both the bulls and the bears, right? So if you're bullish crypto, holding those levels is of the essence. And if you are bearish crypto, you got to start taking out last week's lows, right? I mean, that's really what it is. All right, let's talk about buying Rosh Hashanah. Can we? Shall we? Hey, Mr. Steve Strazza.
Coinbase and MicroStrategy look fantastic here. These coils, you got a little shake after a false start, and like MicroStrategy, it looks great right now.
Little shake and bake, Can we talk about? I want to talk about slide 4. This is really what it's about. We talk about seasonality all the time, but the real signal, in my experience, is when the market ignores seasonal trends, right? It's not about, the market's supposed to do well. It did great. All right, that's not a big deal. It did what it had to do. If the market is supposed to sell off and it struggles during a period, again, not a big deal. It's what it's supposed to do. Spencer, if you could throw that up, please.
Slide 4?
Yeah, slide 4, please. You know what? I'm in the wrong deck.
I was gonna say I don't see a slide 4.
Here, let me just throw it up. That's my B. Where's the here?
There you go.
All right.
Stand by, everyone.
It's
By the way, how about Robinhood? Oh my gosh. Dear
right,
Lord.
Throw up the returns there, slide. Is that right? Slide 3 there.
Slide 3.
Yeah, slide 3.
Okay.
So here we are. So these are the returns. August, September, worst 2-month period of the year for stocks, right? For the worst 2-month period of the entire year for stocks, the Dow's up over 5%. So is the S&P. Nasdaq's up 6%. Russell 2000 up double digits. Okay. Asia up 13%. Africa up 15%. And Latin America up almost 16%. Strazza, in the worst 2-month period of the year. How do we feel about that?
It's awesome. I feel like it's one of the most bullish things that could be happening around the world.
I mean, I don't know anything, but I have seen What happens in the market when the market ignores seasonal trends in both directions? When the market's supposed to be bullish and it's bearish, that tends to happen ahead of some bad times. And when the market's supposed to be bearish and it's bullish, that tends to happen before some good times. Let's talk about Yom Kippur to Passover. Yom Kippur to Passover, great time for stocks. Right? We are entering the best 6-month period of the entire year, the November through April, right? So we're getting ahead of this here. Throw up the slide 2. This one comes from the homie Jeff Hirsch of the Stock Traders Almanac.
This is it's funny that he's doing this, but like every Jew knows that the holidays are never on the same day they're never at the same time every year. So
that's right.
Kind of a silly
so this is adjusted. This is adjusted for date. And so
no, I see that, which makes it funny to me, but it's like
so let's reiterate. So the Yom Kippur to Passover average return 6.4%, 7.7% median return, up 70% of the time from Yom Kippur to Passover. This one coming from Jeff Hirsch. Passover for the Gentiles out there, that's around Easter, roughly.
Yeah.
Spring, right there, Spencer?
Yeah, roughly around Easter. That's right.
A lot of Gentiles out there.
Yeah.
So again, very bullish period. Throw up slide 4 here. This one coming from Neil Sethi. This one breaks up every single month throughout the year into halves. So there are 24 halves of a month throughout the entire year. The one we are entering tomorrow is actually the third most bullish of all of the halves of the month. And then finally, slide 5 there.
Wait. And then the most bearish, hold on, go all the way to the right though. The most bearish is the one that we're in.
That's right.
Second half of September.
It's a great point, Spencer. That's why you get paid the big bucks. Spencer, absolutely right. Worst 2-week period of the year. Pretty damn good. Great point there, Spencer. And then let's just finish up with this last one here from the homies over at Carson. This one coming from Ryan Dietrich, friend of the show, friend of ours. Fourth quarter, best quarter, Strazza. Best quarter historically. As Jeff Hirsch likes to say, buy in October and get yourself sober. Fourth quarter up 80% of the time, 4.2%, by far and away the best quarter of the year, heading into that Santa Claus rally. So how do we feel about all this?
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't like the real best part of the year like the back half of the fourth and then early first?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. All right, great.
And then you get that spillover into January and then the correction in February and then you rally into the spring and yeah.
However you paint seasonality right now, it's bullish, like everything else.
Throw up slide 6, Strazza. Here's one for you. Here's one. This one comes from the journalist community.
Uh-oh.
You know how the journalist community like to write their articles. Well, here comes this one from Newsweek.
They're good at this.
The U.S. dollar, Strazza, I don't know if you heard, it is tanking, according to Newsweek. And they're trying to explain to you what it means to your wallet. Here, these
Newsweek
journalists
is definitely the people to listen to about what the U.S. dollar means for your wallet.
Definitely. If you are a journalist at Newsweek, you are definitely a Forex expert.
These folks have done a great job calling every turn in the dollar for multiple cycles now. Right? I mean, there have been no better dollar analysts than the magazine cover.
Wait, what headline would make you happy here? If it had said
it's not about my happiness. We are very happy people. I don't know if you recognize this, Spencer. We have a good time around here. We're good either way.
I'll tell you what would make me happy. A muscle man George Washington breaking out of a $100 bill. That would make me happy.
We've seen that multiple times. Times. Yeah, when George Washington's biceps are sticking out, that's when you sell the dollar.
If it said the U.S. dollar has tanked, past tense, right? Has. Would that'd be more accurate.
I think tanking is more aggressive. I like that.
No, I know.
So this is the
process of tanking. You are witnessing the crash. All right, so check out the dollar. So hedgers came into the year short the crap out of the dollar. Speculators long dollar. Hedgers were buying euro, British pound, Swissy. Speculators short them all. They got destroyed. You've seen massive outperformance out of in the weaker dollar environment, out of international equities. Gold miners doubled, silver miners doubled. That's never happened before in the history of the stock market, where the gold mining index doubles. Never happened. And then obviously, that the weaker dollar certainly was a tailwind for that. Well, now here we are. Commercial hedgers have now flipped that entire position. Now the most net long they've been in 4 years.
Positioning hasn't been this bullish for dollars since the 2020 lows. So,
yeah. So you got the journalists telling you that the dollar is tanking, right? So even the journalists got wind of this, right? Not 7-8 months ago when it mattered, or 9 months ago when it mattered, when we were telling you about it. Now that the journalists, God bless their hearts, we got to keep these journalists employed. They are now telling your parents' financial advisors that the dollar is tanking. This just in, dollar tanking. Meanwhile, the commercial hedgers have entirely flipped their position to net long. And when they do that, it tends to be a good time to be buying the dollars. And of course, fading those journalists is never a bad idea. So
if that plays out, does it kill the whole short dollar trade that's been working so good all year?
I mean, I think if the journalists nailed this as they usually do, then yeah, I think technology outperformance probably plays. Maybe precious metals take a breather.
So do I have to reflip my book? I have to reflip my book again to overweight US?
I don't think so.
Peru's probably not going up every day, right?
I just sold all my U.S. stocks. I bought international. I gotta buy America again. Is that what's happening?
Look, what the bigger point I think is that this is a fresh multi-year distribution pattern that just completed, right? So any sort of upside action from the dollar, I think, is met with resistance and
throw up the dollar again there. Throw up the dollar again. What Strazza is talking about is 100, basically, right on the Dixie.
Yeah, I think that's a big level, right? So look for a nice little counter trend bounce here, but then look for the fade. Yeah. But the positioning has to unwind. That's not bearish for dollars. Seeing commercials that long.
No.
It's been a long time. It's a great chart.
Yep. And then finally, the last slide 8 there.
Hey, finally got a win last night. That was great.
The Dolphins?
Yeah.
Technically, it was a win. Yes,
it was a win. They played like a minor league team.
Yeah,
and you lost, your wide receivers out for the year, so maybe forever. I don't know. But it looked pretty bad.
Still counts.
Guys, you stayed mum yesterday about the gold IPO. Look, I get it. There's this big Chinese gold stock IPO, second largest IPO of the year. What was up like 50%. So that's awesome. But we don't talk about most IPOs. We weren't.
That's true. I don't think we mentioned there's been probably a dozen big IPOs this year. We've mentioned probably 2 or 3 of them. So.
There's no what's the ticker symbol? Is it ZUMF? No, which one is it?
No.
I don't know.
Hold on.
I don't know. Because the truth is, of all of the stocks that could be coming public from China, I'm probably least excited about a precious metals miner.
It's are they looking at it from a contrarian standpoint? Like, now that this IPO comes out, now you fade gold. Is that what you guys are talking about in the chat? Because that would make sense.
Yeah, would make sense.
It would make sense for that to be, how many times have we seen was the Coinbase IPO was the top of crypto? These ETF launches were the top of crypto, right? So it wouldn't surprise me. Makes a lot of sense. I don't know. I don't know how bearish I want to be of gold here. So I'm not sure yet. I got to see more. It's just a setup, right? The journalists are catching on. That's a warning sign, for sure. The hedgers have flipped completely. And I mean, gold miners fucking doubled this year.
Just incredible. Some of the best stocks. But I don't think that continues, for the next 9 months. We'll see. Also, interesting stuff in the chat. Did you see Robinhood yesterday? This stock, I mean, as good as anything. This is the new Palantir. I try not to think too hard about it. It's a beautiful story.
This
I
is in your
totally-
long term, right? This is in your like retirement account, Steve.
What do you mean? Hood? Yeah,
Is
but I don't
Robinhood-
have much. I don't have much. I got a
Okay.
piker position. I've traded it poorly the whole time. Missed most of the move is the truth. And the reason is I'm too close to the space. So people are talking in the chat. Is Robinhood going to take overall? Here's real serious investors or professional investors don't take this seriously. It's not really an option for most of us, is the truth. However, I don't think that matters for them to take over the space, right?
You know, I use
we
it
are
all the time.
vast minority.
You know that I use it all the time.
Not
for
options.
the prediction stuff.
No, I don't use it to trade. I use it for the overnight quotes.
I know people who do.
Yeah, I
and
don't use it to trade, but I do use it for overnight quotes.
You're looking. I get it. Yeah, right.
Where else am I going to get that data?
Rob would be a good person to ask about this because they.
Why are
just
you
did a big
shaking your
program.
head, Spencer? Where
Why
else
do
am I
you
gonna use
need? Why do you need like SPY quotes at 2:00 in the morning?
I don't need SPY quotes because I have S&P futures for that, so that's not why I use it. I use it for individual equity quotes.
Okay,
I get it, dude.
fine. Apple, my bad.
Okay, so like sometimes it's Sunday night and it's 10:30 at night, 11 o'clock at night. Kids are asleep, family's out, and I'm looking at charts and I want to see what the biggest movers are in the overnight session on the equity side. What's moving the most? What random stocks are up 15-20% on Sunday night? What's wrong with that?
Most of that.
So having never looked at that, is there actual liquidity there at midnight?
The next morning when there is liquidity, it's not inaccurate what was going on the night before. Like it might have mean reverted a little bit, but like there's still the biggest movers.
Isn't it contrarian? Isn't that stuff like fade worthy the next day?
I would think so.
Maybe short term, maybe like Kenny style. Yeah, maybe.
Right.
Yeah, maybe.
Right. Yeah,
That's
I would
not
assume.
the point. Like, you know, like
No,
for
it's
example,
interesting.
bomb goes off in Syria or some shit on a Saturday morning. When futures open up, don't you want to see which stocks are ripping in the overnight session?
Wait, so
You know, or like, you know, it doesn't have to be a disaster. It could be a good thing. It could be, I don't know, some kind of, okay, nobody pays taxes anymore or something like that.
so
And like, I want to see what stocks are benefiting the most from Americans no longer having to pay taxes. I'm making this up, obviously, but you know what I mean?
So what are the hours and like
I think
institutions?
it opens at 8
p.m.
Yeah.
Sunday.
Uh-huh.
And like nobody else offers this. Like institutions can't access these markets at these hours.
I mean,
The retail can't.
they're on the phones with each other, getting deals done on Sundays over the weekend. So yes, that does happen, and then they'll transact it in the morning. You know what I mean? Like they'll agree on a price or something like that, and they'll transact. Like that stuff happens. So there's liquidity if you need it, if you're big enough.
Right.
But you're not seeing the prints.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway,
know.
Robinhood
I don't know.
apparently, stocks is yesterday's news. It's all about the prediction markets, right? That's where their bread is buttered now. Apparently, because they had they've processed $4 billion in prediction market trades since they launched prediction markets on their a couple quarters ago. Right?
Listen, speaking of day trading, I am speaking at S&B Capital today. I'm talking to the traders. What should I tell them?
Who are you talking to?
Traders at S&B Capital. I'm giving a presentation to all the traders.
What are you going to talk about?
I don't know. Stocks, probably.
I'll talk about stocks. Yeah.
Bella wants me to talk about international markets.
Yeah. Less tradable.
I like how people think about me as the international markets guy. Like of all like the things that I get like the magazine cover guy. Like I get that. I don't care that much about that.
Don't forget like gold priced in yen or what some weird currency stuff.
You should ask the room how much they actually dabble in ADRs, because I would assume that for folks like that who are that quick in and out, like there's not great liquidity.
It's a great point, but like in the penny stocks, like the Xiaomi, but they're trading Baba. They're like there's liquid ones.
Trade Baba, sure. There's a handful that all day. But
remember, they're trading stocks that are super liquid that day. Keep that in mind too, right? Totally. So in some cases, there's a ton of liquidity in the stock, Chinese or otherwise, where what it might be on another day. Kenny's like that too.
I thought James's presentation at Portfolio Accelerator a few weeks ago was great. Super cool. What him and his father have been working on over there.
For sure. Isn't it great that we had him? And I was like, listen, it's great that you're spending a summer trading at S&B Capital, but next time we get together in Toronto, I want you to tell us what you learned.
Yeah. 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 And you can tell he's learning a lot. So that's super cool. No, that'll be fun. Enjoy that. Are you going to get something good to eat while you're in the city?
Oh, I'm going to try a new restaurant. I am hearing it is the best restaurant in town in New York City.
Best restaurant, the newest best restaurant in New York City. What is it?
I'm not gonna be doxing myself, right? I don't need paparazzi showing up.
There's no such thing as the best restaurant in New York, right?
This one comes from the homie Josh Brown. Josh Brown says it's his new favorite.
All right.
And he says if you can't get a table, just tell him you're with me and you'll be taken care of. I'm like, oh, excuse me.
Can I have class of cuisine?
It's Italian.
Okay, nice.
It's Italian.
I like that. I like that for you today. It's the fall. Is it getting a little crisp out there?
It's the fall.
Is it getting a little?
What does that have to do with anything?
No.
Yeah, at night, a little bit.
You want a little meat on your bones in the fall.
I bet the lake is getting cold, man. It's getting real cold at the lake.
Yeah, you want to carb up for that cool air.
Yeah. Josh says I need to start with the pastas and then go with the ribeye.
I love that. Josh,
that's gonna be my move tonight. We got Kenny in the house today, or we're going straight?
We do have. Oh, dude, Kenny's here. Hey, Kenny, what's going on?
Kenny and the Jets.
Didn't see join. All right, let's bring Kenny out.
It's been a long time coming. They ain't come from my club, they took it. Putting up numbers, 99 problems, and I still kept it 100. Hola. Yeah.
Oh.
You say you're going to a group of day traders? You're gonna be talking to a group of day traders specifically?
I am at S&B Capital today. You know those guys.
Here's what you say. You just walk in, you say Kenny Glick, and then you drop the mic and just walk out.
Yeah.
You
called the wrong guy. What are you calling me for? Get Kenny up in here.
This is what you say. You say Kenny Glick sends his regards, and then you leave.
Kenny, are you friends with Bella and those guys?
I haven't spoke to that dude in it's got to be 20 years, right? Weren't they linked to T3 for a while, or they still were?
I think they were sharing office space down in FIDA.
Yeah.
But that was a long time ago.
That's a long time ago. Yeah.
I think T3 was like leasing space from them or something like that.
Weren't they the ones with the education wing of T3 at one point, something like that? Maybe I'm thinking.
I don't think they had any affiliation. I think they just split some like fees, like some expenses and stuff like that, which is probably a good idea. No, these guys, you know what I like about these guys? When shit is hitting the fan in the market, right? What the brokers do is they pull in the reins and take away liquidity, right? So they don't give you the amount of margin that you have in calmer markets, right? Like they pull that. But with these guys, when you have a good relationship with the broker, and I know for a fact these guys do, when shit is hitting the fan, they get more liquidity, right? Like they don't, like it's important that the stuff works and you're free to do what you need to do when there's real movement, because you're making life-changing money in those environments. So you need to be able to do that. They have the ability to do that.
Cool. That's nice. Speaking of brokers, the best hats in the business, Trade Zero. If you like shorting, you know about their platform? They have they built a grid basically for shorters. It's been a waste of time lately because you can't make money as a shorter until yesterday. Yesterday was something special. But they have a platform where that borrowing, that you could borrow something, and if you don't use it, you can actually sell it back to the grid. So it's kind of an interesting setup they built a couple of years ago. Still works, still nice.
No, I will absolutely check that out. Nice. All right, good call. Trade Zero. All right, speaking of trading, you said yesterday, good short.
Oddly enough, again, that's what sometimes the commentary that we have, by 5 minutes later, I'm doing something completely different than I was saying. We actually made money shorting the Qs yesterday, which was odd. But one of my go-to trades has been Oracle short since the earnings report. We played the fade, and since then it's been fading almost 5 out of 6 days. It's been a great short. Nailed the CCL. That was our earnings reversal, keeping the streak alive. That's 1,104 earnings reversals in a row for a profitable trade. CCL short, Oracle short, Q short, and we caught some of that fofo. You guys see the fofo crash? I didn't get it in the 60s, but once they halted it on the downside, it came out of the halt for about a minute and then caught about 8 out of that last 20 points. But What a, I mean, if you, like I said, you needed to make sure you got the timing right on the fofo, but it was
saying hit a high of what? High of 70 almost?
Yeah,
and then
basically
a low
70.
of 23?
Yeah, VWAP broke at 60, immediately fell to 44.
Can you show it? Can you show it? Can you walk us through the
Yeah,
trade?
sure. Yeah, hold on a second. I'll show you a couple of fancy other things. And by the way, we got to bring Strazza back on. Our old pal Path is back this morning, and it's fantastic. This is my trade this morning. That red line's fake, but here's yesterday's fofo trade.
Okay.
Fofo. If you guys know about fofo, it's some bizarre Chinese stock. They went from 5 to 50 last week. Gapped up. I don't know if you guys see this.
Yep.
So basically, right there's the VWAP break, and there's old school trading. We used to just short stocks when they broke the 930 candle low. So VWAP's breaking, 930 candle low. I didn't get the short off, and then wham, it just got slammed for 20 points and got halted. Out of the halt, I caught some out of these next two candles, but once they start halting it, I get a little freaked out. Took a quick profit on it, and then it rebounded and went sideways for the rest of the day. Very strange action at the end of the day, as a matter of fact, how it just got glued here. Let's talk about just now. So here's why.
What happened there is somebody got blown up.
Yeah.
Somebody got blown up on that fall. That was that avalanche there. Someone's getting knocked out of that trade.
Right. And that's them licking their wounds for the next 6 hours, right? Yeah. It was nasty. But let me bring up this path trade. This is one of the only Andy Dufresne's that never really ran for Seiwataneo. This has been in a terrible, again, we had one pop, and then it went right back to under the 3-year. So this morning when I saw the news, it had some AI news. And again, you don't have to be the first one in. This was the first pop on the news, bang, bang. And then you got this candle, and then that pullback that started to rally. I got in around $14.33. Bad boy ran to $16, but here's what was really cool about it. Going back to that 3-year chart, the 3-year VWAP was 1507. Once it got over that, you had a little Kardashian bottom 3-year VWAP break, and then I was just looking for it to get back to the prior high, which was the 1597. Nailed it. And I'm going to be watching this now for the rest of the day, because if this stock could stay above VWAP like it is, with some news, this is the catalyst that, a stock like that's been left for dead can continue to go. And right now, you already had a faux show, bro, under the VWAP. So the bulls are still in charge. I'd like to see an opportunity to get back under 15, but if not, I might have to chase this one, because this one is a coiled spring.
All right, Kenny, what's on the move? What's on the move this morning? Is there a big cap that's moving? Something with a lot of liquidity?
Oh, well, this has got a lot of liquidity. The path does, but I don't know about big cap, but I know
you're talking about Oracle. Like, you've got some big ones on the radar.
Yeah, I got the weird one. The wolf is too crazy not to be paying attention to.
Which wolf is this? Is
this is WOLF?
Yeah, there was news. There was news this morning.
Yeah, out of bankruptcy and a reverse split adds to psychoticness. So,
yep.
I'm looking for it as a short.
Dude,
but
this thing is crazy, dude.
Yeah, I got to see it pop again and then roll. And I'm going to
filed for bankruptcy, got out of bankruptcy, did a reverse split, and they're just ripping them.
Yeah, the thing is so fugazi that I got to wait. I'm going to plot my attacks sooner or later.
Is this software or is this crypto mining?
I think this is more of a semi stock, right? I'm not
sure. I get confused because there's multiple wolves.
Yeah, there's a WULF, right?
Right. That's the crypto one, right?
Yeah. Speaking of that, I mean, a lot of those stocks were awesome.
Yeah, this is semi. You're right. Yeah, this is semi.
I started discovering some of these, like Galaxy, and I've been trading this one. I've been looking for shorts. You can't even short these. IREN, I've been waiting for pullbacks. And also the quantum stocks. You finally got a pullback that actually stuck yesterday. So, Rigatoni's been our favorite stock to trade. Already got a little faux show, bro, action. There's just so much going on. And wait till earnings season starts. So it's just is never not anything going on. And what was odd about yesterday was that, again, it was 4 shorts. That was the day. Got short Oracle.
When was the last time that you made money in 4 shorts in one day?
Yeah, in a raging bull market, right?
Seriously.
But you pick your spots. That's what this is all about. And again, it's hard to believe sometimes that some of these days where it's just all green across the board, and we found our opportunities to go short a couple of names and make a day's pay. So, and that's
I
what
love
it's
how
all
you say
about.
that. Make a day's pay. I just love that.
Make a day's pay. That's what it's been since the 90s. Yep. You know that whole thing got started? Quick story.
No.
When we were exploiting the system for the first time, there was SOS, there was SelectNet, and we would send all these orders to the market makers. They didn't even know what the hell was going on because nobody knew, because we were kind of inventing the system. So every once in a while there'd be an erroneous trade where Goldman Sachs or Merrill Lynch or Bank of America would call us measly low day traders and say, "Hey, we did a trade out of the money. Can you break the trade for us?" And we'd laugh. And like, yeah, hang on a second. There's a note on the guy's desk that said "made day's pay," and we'd hang up, and that was it. Because they used to try to bust trades on us. They'd accidentally give us 1,000 shares, a couple of points out of the money, and man, they'd call us all flabbergasted about it, and we would just pretend it never happened. And then they called the SEC on us. So it was a lot of fun.
Oh, what could go wrong?
Yeah. We were inventing new ways. Back in the day, if you guys remember, if you guys were trading 97, 98, the system was so brand new that there was just all these glitches. SOS, SelectNet, Instanet. And, for the first time ever, retail traders were able to basically communicate with the market makers, and they weren't too happy. They were always pissed off at something. They were calling us all the time, and they had to implement new rules because we were basically getting an advantage with the system. So it's fun times. There's a story written about SOS Bandits by Harvey Houken.
And it's a book?
Yeah. Come to the schmooze. I'll give you a free copy.
SOS Bandits. I know that one.
SOS Bandits, yeah.
Yeah, SOS Bandits.
Yeah, this came up in Toronto too.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. You guys are
at one point we really weren't trading. We were just looking for glitches. And that was it. And then we would send, sticking quotes. Sometimes the bids would be higher than the offers. And if the bid was stuck, you kept hitting the bid and just get as many shares as you possibly could. And then you would just buy the offer and you capture the spread. And it was a real glitch. It was bizarre, but that was kind of what we did the first year. We just looked for glitches.
Dude, I love how old you guys are.
I know, right?
Dude.
I remember CRTs. Those massive screens. Oh my God.
I'm out of here for one for my Nintendo, but that's another story. All right, Kenny Glick.
See you guys at 11.
Adios.
Hitthebid.com. Kenny's live every day on the channel.
Can you throw that circle quick slide too? Sorry, Spencer, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was done. What is circle? Oh wait, the recent
Yeah, never got oversold on this correction, which I think is interesting. Strazza, what are you thinking about this? This one's got my attention. Somebody brought it up in the chat.
Yeah, this should work.
You know what I mean? This nice little you got your IPO pop, now you got your correction. Where are we on those retracements? So the retracement is from the high down to the low.
You're below pretty much any important WAP here until about 158. But you got the pivot highs at 148. So I think you could probably be patient. But I would expect a stock like this to work and work well.
Above 154, then things get interesting.
What the? Some of these IPOs have come out and had tremendous success immediately. Others have fallen right on their face. Like I'm looking at, so I just pulled up some other recent IPOs thinking of Circle. The Firefly. Dude. What a disaster.
Yeah, I was just looking at StubHub.
Yeah. Throw up slide 4 and then bring in Rob so everybody can see how pretty Rob's charts are. Rob, we pride ourselves around here on clean, nice looking charts. And then look at that. Look how nice and clean that is. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know if people know. Almost every time that we share a performance chart around here and anything that we do, it's a Koyfin chart.
Koyfin does a hell of a job. Look at that. Nice and clean. Tells the story. That's what it's all about, folks. You paying attention? That's how to do it. We have Rob to thank for that. So well done, sir. Well done.
Get him on here.
Yeah, get him on. Come on, Percy. Who's in charge? Oh, that's me.
Jay, we've been friends for a long time. Make the call.
I mean, this is pretty professional, guys.
Nice show you got going here.
Mr. Rob.
What's up? What's up, JC? What's up, Strazza?
I heard you guys ran into each other on an airplane.
What a small world, huh?
How funny is that?
Small world. On Strazza's way home from Toronto, he runs into you on the plane. I sit next to Annie Duke on my plane ride home.
Randomly.
Completely random.
Wow.
Yeah. So, chatting her up, she's like, great. I sit next to the one behavioral finance nerd on this fucking plane.
Probabilities?
If we knew either of you,
Let's
would
talk
be
about thinking.
Well, if we knew that you were there, we would have had you hang out.
I know. We had no idea that you were there. Dude.
Of all the cities in all the world, we have an offsite in the same one in the same week.
So anyway, I said, Rob, you got to come on the show. You guys are launching so many new features. I mentioned already earlier today, I saw you're integrating brokerages.
We're integrating brokerages currently for financial advisors. So that's kind of like our first leg.
How'd you make the decision about who to integrate? And did you have to make tough decisions about who not to integrate or no?
It's all just a matter of resources and priorities. So we have a bunch of different users, individuals, one bucket, financial advisors, another bucket. Financial advisors are typically just paying us a lot more on team plans. And so that was a priority for us to integrate them first.
For sure.
So Schwab and Orion and Black Diamond. We actually integrated with Interactive Brokers, which is used by a lot of individuals and financial advisors. So
that's awesome.
If you're an individual and you trade on Interactive Brokers, you can just pull in your positions down to Koyfin.
We're going to do this. We're going to use that to help us track our positions.
Yeah.
Super cool. What else? What else you been working on?
So a bunch of things that we've released recently are alerts. So now just being able to set up alerts on Koyfin. I know that's probably table stakes and a lot of the platforms, but something people were saying hey, I use Koyfin for a lot of stuff and we need alerts on here. So what's interesting is we also have valuation alerts. Strazza, you care about valuation, right?
That's cool. That's super cool.
Yeah.
So how would that work? If something hits a certain PE?
If something hits a certain PE or price to book or EV to sales, so I can share my screen, show you that, but basically set up any ratio you want and have that show up as an alert.
You should throw up your screen. Can we get alerted on earnings reactions?
You can't get alerted on earnings reactions. You're saying if a stock moves more than X% on earnings?
Yeah, I love it when Oracle had its biggest reaction ever. We love seeing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think this is going to fall into something that we're developing now with agents, which is basically you give it a theme and it's going to just basically read the news. And so instead of setting a specific thing alert after earnings, you're just going to say, I want stocks to move a lot after earnings.
Right.
And we'll have something that basically sends you an alert, but knows what the theme or the topic you're thinking about and sends you information on that.
What about revisions? Revisions from the company, when the company is going out there publicly telling you that they're going to suck. I like to know that.
Yeah.
Do you guys have revision?
Or the other way too, right? Be like, hey, I know you guys think we're going to do great, but we just have to tell you it's way better than you think, right?
Yeah.
Either one of those are interesting to me.
I mean, we definitely have we have screens for revisions, so you could screen for that. So that's something you'd have to come back to every day. But that would be an interesting kind of agent topic to include in terms of just keeping.
And we can get a list of revisions, let's say over the last 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Rob, you're the man. You know that? You're the man.
You have the best data of all the data, my friend, and we love you for that.
And let me tell you something. On that note, and this is real. There's a lot of stuff that Koyfin has that's hard to get. A lot of the Forex data and global interest rates around the world, and there's just a lot of stuff that you have that's just well done, sir.
I'll tell you how I know, because the members of the analyst team didn't have account access for 3 or 4 days, and we were traveling. And I never hear from these guys. They're like fully autonomous. They just do their shit. They don't talk to me. And I never heard from them so much. Rob yet? Have you talked to Rob yet? Are we good with Koyfin yet? Are we good with Koyfin? It's like they couldn't live without it, man.
Appreciate that. But we're building more and more stuff that you guys want, and we have a lot of good stuff. Let me just can I share my screen and show you some of those?
Like, seriously, who needs a Bloomberg when you have Koyfin? Like,
JC's been going to town on the short interest stuff. 6 short interest charts. I brought one. If you want to show it, if you want to throw it up, it's in that.
Yeah, because Rob, this ARK ETF, man, new all-time highs in short interest. It's
good.
ETFs making new multi-year highs. Like, it's just very interesting. So anyway,
let's see it.
And then I like how you got your shorts outstanding, and then you got the
percentage.
Yeah, because it's both. I want both.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Tell him it's a chart crime to show total shares short.
It's not a chart crime.
It's a chart crime.
No.
Why is it a chart
asshole,
crime?
because every single one of those is a buyer.
Why would you ever want to look at that? That's not
because every single one of those is a buyer.
Dude.
What do you mean,
you
dude?
want to look at
That's
short
his math.
interest.
Rob, tell this guy.
Total shares short, it'll rise if they issue more shares.
They will. I mean, I think they both tell you different things. So
yes,
I think
agreed. Thank you, Rob.
So I think there's value in both.
Yes.
But yeah, I think it's yeah. I think you could argue which one's more important, but definitely both have.
I mean, listen, I love Rob. Him and I still argue. He's one of these, what are you? One of these
adjusted price.
Total. You ignore price in favor of total return. You're one of those.
I don't know if I'd characterize it that argument that way, or your side that way, but
right. You're ignoring the prices of assets in favor of total return from some arbitrary date.
Or I would say more that corporate actions which don't impact the value of the company, like a split, should not be treated on the price.
I agree wholeheartedly with that. For the record, I agree.
Yeah. And that's what a dividend is.
No, it's not.
It is.
It is absolutely not.
It sure is. Companies giving you cash, drop.
It's the price that you paid for the stock is what we remember as humans. Total return has its place in an analysis. We were just looking at some total return charts before you came in. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to know and you want to understand the behavior of supply and demand dynamics, price is what is the data set for that analysis.
If the company chooses to give you twice as many shares as you had before, because
again, I know you're a CFA and you're all fancy.
It's not CFA.
Around here gives a shit about the company, bro. Nobody cares.
Because you're acknowledging that on a split, you don't adjust the price, or you do adjust the price.
The split doesn't change anything.
Neither does a dividend.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't.
It's changing the price.
So does a split.
Total return. It's something different.
So does a split.
Yeah, you want to chime in here? By the way, I've asked this to a lot of my friends, some of the smartest friends in the world. There's like 2 people out there in the world that agree with you. They're out there. You weirdos, like you guys can have your own.
We're not talking about
moment. So there's a few others like you, but most of us are on my side.
We're not talking about dividends.
We're talking about dividends.
We're talking about dividends.
Adjusted price.
Yeah. Oh
boy. I got no dog in this race.
Yes, you do. You're with me. Don't.
I
am. So Rob, So we you know what we use, right? We use a lot of the stuff here. What do you think we don't use?
So just want to highlight a couple
we should be using, for example.
Yeah, so want to highlight a couple of things to you guys. So under market dashboards, a wealth of macro data that you can browse. So one is you talked about recent IPOs. We have the recent IPOs here. So you have a whole dashboard of IPOs here, how they've done since the IPO price, basically what the market cap is. And so I think someone mentioned Figma, someone mentioned Circle, but you could quickly kind of see which IPOs have been really rallying or have been doing well since their IPO days.
So cool. Is that the gold one?
FOFO?
That's like the new one?
Industrials.
Oh, okay.
No, that's the one that Kenny was trading.
What is this new gold IPO then? What's the ticker, chat?
It's in Hong Kong. It's like 4 numbers.
Mm.
You know how they do it over there?
Oh, I thought it came public here too.
We're gonna have to ask our in-house Chinese analysts.
I really don't care.
You know, Rob, we got one of those now.
Oh, do you? Someone focused on China?
Well, he's of Chinese descent and lives in China.
Oh, wow. He sounds legitimate.
Right? Because, I mean, you know, you got like Chinese guys that live in America and we got like Americans that live in China, but he's both.
I love it. What's your favorite China stock right now, JC?
I mean, this JD's working pretty damn well. The Tencent Music was the best trade we put on this year.
TMI, no. Tencent.
I think JD is probably the right answer for like right here, right now, today. You want to establish a brand new China position. I think JD is the answer.
Just because it hasn't rallied as much as everything else.
I mean, literally,
Yeah.
Rob, I could. This was one of those things where I called Strazza one morning. It was like a Wednesday. I'm like, hey, you know what? You're in this JD. He's like, yeah, but I'm in the October calls. It's too short term. I wish I had longer. And I was like, huh. I was thinking like January or February. You know, and I put it on that day. Literally went straight up. It was, you know, that doesn't always happen where you just buy it and it goes straight up. A lot of times it's the opposite. You buy it, it goes down. This time it was literally to the date, to the phone call. And then so I was like, yeah, I agree with Strazza. He's got 2 short-term calls. So I bought, I think I have the Januaries. And he's made a lot more money than I have because he had the shorter.
Well, I'm going to have to keep rolling them.
I mean, I think the best call this year that you guys have had is Baidu, with your observation that it's like
well, it took a while, but it finally got going. Yes.
Well, you sent out the email here, and my buddy's like, "What do I do here?" I'm like, "You just sell puts and buy calls because it's and it was literally like
puts on a Chinese stock. That stocks is tough to swallow.
Yeah, but that was your call. That was your call. Is that it's not going to break this level that it's touched so many times.
Still Chinese selling naked calls in Baidu. I'm not. Maybe a put spread or something, but I'm not going to sell them naked.
The risk reversal there, what a freaking trade. And also, you know, because we didn't go very far out on the calls, and you get this massive move from this is a big cap stock, and it's been dead money for a long time. So the calls were not priced for a big move that we got. So that was a sick trade. But that was that volatility compression, right? That's just textbook, Rob. It got so tight down there, and we're looking around, and I'm like, well, all these other stocks like Baidu are ripping. Baba, Tencent Music, right? All the other ones are working. Nice catch-up trade. And I think we're
in the middle of a raging bull market in both U.S. and China and around the world. Is Baidu the Google of China just going to complete this decade-long top and just start crashing? Like, probably not. You know,
yeah.
That was the thought process.
The other one I like is GDS.
Yes,
the data centers.
The data centers.
This is like KC.
But what about VNet? VNet also is another one, right?
So KC is much smaller. I think they're also kind of like more on the software layer side. GDS is actually the data centers, but yeah, both of them are kind of like the
GDS looks fantastic. VNet is a data center too.
VNet and GDS are competitors. VNet is kind of like more of a beta stock. So you could actually look at the beta of VNet versus GDS here. Let's see here.
As a big data guy, do you like buying data center stocks? Are you overweight data center stocks?
I do like I like the data center stocks because with kind of like the software layer and the AI layer, I don't know. I have no idea who the Chinese government is going to say like you are the king, which is looks like it's Baba. But with like they're going to have to build more data centers, so it's kind of like the infrastructure layer. So it's a little bit like, to me, it's like maybe a safer play. But yeah, I think this is a good one.
Are you interested in some of these like new compute stories, like these Bitcoin miners turned like, data compute stories here? Are you paying attention to that space at all? A lot of like the Hut and Core Scientific.
Is that like Cypher?
Cypher, APLD, Iris Energy. Yeah.
Don't know much about them.
They say they're data plays now.
All-time highs in short interest on the Cypher.
That was it.
They're digging in too.
Yeah.
That's looking scary.
Some of the worst investors on the planet hate this name, right? This is on my contrarian list. Robinhood is also, I have like my contrarians. These people are just, whatever they say, do the opposite. They've hated Robinhood, ripping. This is another one of those hated names, Cypher.
with stocks like Cypher, any of these like Bitcoin mining related plays, the way that Rob just had that chart with the short interest in the bottom, there's no better indicator to have. You don't want the RSI, the moment, forget it. Just you want to know the short interest for these stocks because some of them it's sky high.
This is this rest? I always forget. No, this is rest. This is restoration
hardware. They changed their name.
I always forget.
It's just RH now. It's just RH.
Got it. Okay, so hood and RH. I'm always getting confused.
Rob, what about the correlations? I had one more question. The correlations, like if there used to be this app back in the day that like you could put in a ticker symbol and it would tell you all of the tickers, stocks, and ETFs that trade closest to that. This was way back in the day. It was a really cool tool. How would you think through this on Koyfin if you're looking for
correlation matrix?
Like a correlation matrix is that way to do that?
Well, we graph correlations, so you can like if you wanted to look at the correlation of hood and like Coinbase,
right?
So like over 21 days or over.
You can't do like a search of the S&P 500 or Russell 3000 of tickers that would be closest, like using like a scatter plot app.
No, we don't have that. That's a interesting idea. We'd have to basically to do that. We'd have to run the correlation of everything every night and just allow you to search that, which we could do.
You see, I'm just bringing ideas to the table. Just trying not to be useless.
What's the use case though? Like, let's say you're looking for correlation of
something that might be less liquid, and you're looking for something else, or if you want to diversify a position, like you want more exposure in something, but you don't want to buy more of something. You can look around. Like, there's a few use cases, right?
Or just for like our intermarket macro research, a lot of times we'll just run like a correlation matrix against dollars.
It could be the most positive correlation, most negative correlation, and I think there's value for the closest to zero, right? Like if you're looking for uncorrelated opportunities, looking for things near the zero mark is also right.
That's pretty interesting.
And that would be a cool portfolio tool too. Great stuff from you, JC. That would be a good
my wife tells me how useless I am, so I'm trying to go out of my way to be less useless. Right?
So like JC's talking about, we're always striving for uncorrelated exposure. Something that I like to do is export my positions and run the correlations against one another in a giant matrix.
I think correlation matrix on the portfolio level is like very clear primary use case for sure. But screening across the market, that's kind of interesting, would require a little bit of compute, but we have that. So
I know you got it, Rob. Just put it on our tab.
We got the compute, but with alerts that I brought up before, my alerts, I go here, add alert. So you can, so first of all, you can have an alert if you want kind of like press releases or transcripts. So this would be a good way to find out if somebody reported earnings. I know it doesn't get you to like the price direction. And then in here, you can kind of like have the valuation alerts we talked about. So PE, market cap, whatever it is, above or below a certain level.
And how are you getting the alerts? Is it just on desktop? Is it app-based? Am I getting like a text message?
I come to your house and I knock on the door.
That's what I want. That's the kind of service I'm looking for.
We have desktop, we have mobile, and we have email.
Nice. That's sick. Awesome.
And then the other thing I'll mention is you mentioned the screening tool. So one thing that we have now is when you're looking at stocks, the ability to look at historical values. So like if you wanted to look at like total revenue.
Yeah, we do this.
We now have the history. We now have like the LTM, FQFY, which we've had before, but then you have the historical average, which you can kind of like pull in the average.
Oh, really?
Or you could pull in the history. So if you wanted to look at it minus 1 quarter, 2 quarters, 3 quarters, kind of like see a trend, you can do that on the history tool. You can do that on the screening tool or the watch list.
Oh, super cool. We're doing more and more of these like fusion charts, price in the top pane, and then some sort of fundamental metric down low. And what we're looking for is basically doesn't happen this way all the time, but it actually happens more than you'd realize, especially during like a prolonged bull market, where you get big reversal patterns, technically speaking, right? And at the same time, there's some sort of fundamental story that's turning or reversing trend at the same time. And we're looking for opportunities basically where we could check both boxes and say, wow, primary trend reversal, right? Using whatever, just standard classic metrics like a rising 200 day, whatever, multi-year base breakout, whatever it is, bullish momentum regime, but then matching it with, oh, this company just turned cash flow positive, or earnings just turned positive again for the first time in a couple of years. A lot of these speculative growth stocks, that was the case. They did well in 2021, and they went through a lull, like an earnings lull, and now they're back, right, turning the corner again. And you can overlay, that fundamental story with the chart story, and it's lovely. It's lovely. We're doing it all in Koyfin.
So I love these revenue. JC, you there? You want to go to break?
Go to the city?
Yeah, JC left us, sadly. Rob.
He's so busy.
What an Irish goodbye, or Cuban goodbye.
I know. I didn't even
yeah, if he does that.
So we were talking about revisions before. This is the price chart versus the consensus sales average.
Nice.
So this is kind of like showing you that revision. So we're looking at KC. First thing I did, I was just like, I don't know this China name. I have no idea what they do. Let's see their estimates, right? And so this is what you talked about before, broken story, whatever was happening here, revisions. These are sales forecasts were being taken down. And then over the past kind of like 2 years, that's bottom and starting to climb back up. So I know here that at least the stock price is being supported by some kind of fundamental story.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's huge, right? And so you can look at that on
the same exact idea. I think Rob, you are one of the leaders in this space where you can do both. A lot of the other platforms that we're using, I can't really go fundamental, or at least I can't go very far with it. I think this is like the right analysis for the future that people are going to be wanting to do more and more. I mean, this is at the end we didn't invent this. This is Bill O'Neill, right? This is IBD. People have been doing this for forever, overlaying technicals and fundamentals. Yeah, you could overlay them, and you could do them in dual pane format here. So it's just lovely.
Dual pane. There you go. The one other thing I wanted to mention to you is we do have you guys are talking about pre-market movers. I don't know what we use for that, but we do have kind of like pre-market movers here on the movers tab.
I look at them.
Yeah,
throw it up quick. Throw it up. What's moving this morning?
I also look at that.
Yeah, this is a good.
So this is market's open now, but before the market opened, you guys are
Kenny was talking about the path.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's a nice way to kind of like see what's going on.
Celsius, you don't drink that crap, do you?
I have.
Yeah? Really? I didn't take you from Celsius guy.
I like Celsius. What do you have against Celsius?
Right. How about you, Spencer?
I've never had it, but I almost bought some at the store over the weekend, but then I was like, I don't actually know what this tastes like, and I don't know.
Stock's been awesome.
Yeah.
Stock's been great for a while. I'm a never energy drink person.
No, I don't. I also don't do that stuff. But I was like, hey, 0 calories or something. But no, I didn't buy it. So, all right, Rob Koyfin.
Cool.
Koyfin. Guys, Rob, thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, guys. Nice to see you.
All right. Always a pleasure.
We're
so lucky to have such smart friends who build such cool products and services. Rob is definitely at the top of that list. We don't have them on enough. They're always coming out, building cool new features. We use this platform and Rob software internally, the analyst team speaking for, as much as anything.
I use it
all day, every day for different things. So a real treat whenever Rob comes on to kind of show us new features and stuff that they're working on over there. So it was awesome.
All right, before we go, let's end. We're going to start. We're ending every Tuesday show with a pearl of wisdom from Dr. Phil Perlman. Okay, so let's do that right now. Let's bring Dr. Phil on. I don't have his bumper. Why don't I have your bumper, Phil? I don't understand. Well, what happened to that?
Bumper.
Yeah, Phil has.
We have a bumper. I don't know. Izzy has it. What's up?
All right. All right. We'll have to get. All right. We'll have to get that. We'll have to work that out for next week. But
I think it's got the avant-garde jazz music going. I think.
Excellent.
I think it's got the jazz music.
Did you have a good weekend, my friend?
Straz, what's up, bro? I had a great weekend. Had a good meal.
Nice.
Ran around a little bit.
Yeah.
And really, really, really good weather. It's awesome to get outside. That's the thing to do. Rob Koyfin, by the way.
What a guy.
I mean, the guy's a legend, like serious legend.
Also, just one of my favorite people. Just an awesome dude. One of the nicest guys.
Yeah.
Actually, somebody who listens to us as people who are out here using charts all the time. So
right. No, well, you guys are like, everybody should be listening to you because you're the real successful investors with a huge audience providing feedback to these vendors. They should be listening like crazy. I know some of them don't, and I know Koyfin does and has for a long time since their beginnings. They've been always ear to the ground.
It's a simple business model, right, Phil? Listen to your users and give them the stuff that they want. Rob's got a laundry list, every time I talk to him of stuff that he's working on, but that he knows users want. And that's why Koyfin's so great. That's why we're on it all day, every day.
Yeah, great features, one after the next. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous value. And that's what makes great products.
So, Phil, on Sunday nights, are you watching football, winding down, getting ready for the week, or are you YOLOing hot stocks on Robinhood? Because a lot of folks are doing that.
People are saying.
Yeah.
I am getting to bed early. I love Sunday Night Football. I love Monday Night Football. Yeah. By the way, when they have a 7:00 game for Monday Night Football,
so good.
It's great.
So good.
Like you can watch. If it's a good game, you can watch the end of the game. Yes. But I would tell you, Sunday night, you want to have you are trading against sharks, and you have no idea who they are. So if you're on the bid, you have no idea who's on the ask. And if you're in the market for real, you have to assume that you could get a mush, you could have a mush on the other side, but you have to make an assumption, according to game theory, since you have no idea who's there, you have to assume that a shark is on the other side of the trade that you're making.
That's so important, Phil. You have to assume your counterparty is 10 times bigger and faster than you and go in with that assumption. This is a great point.
And disciplined and intelligent and experienced, all of the things. You have to make that assumption because the market is filled. Yes, there's some novices out there, and yes, there's some noise traders, but guess what? The noise traders don't last that long. No. So chances are, by survivorship bias, that the guy on the other side or the gal on the other side of the trade is a shark. Yep. And so what you need is every single advantage that you can possibly get for yourself. There are things you can't control, right? A company comes out and lowers estimates, or there's a drug approval that doesn't go through, or Trump comes out and makes a crazy statement about tariffs. No control over that. Yep. But then there are things you can control: your own behavior, your own experience, your own apparatus. And so Sunday nights, I just get to bed. I don't drink. I don't do anything crazy. I have a good meal. I spend the time with my family, and then I get to sleep at an early time so that I'm ready for the day. And that's pretty much every day. Occasionally on a Friday, Saturday night, occasionally when there's an event, but for the most part. And that's really, that's my shtick, obviously. But there's things you can control. This apparatus, your body, you can control. The better your health gets, the more you increase metabolic health, the better your performance gets in a number. And as a matter of fact, I had a story for you guys today, really quick. So I have a client, 67 years old. I'm going to interview him, by the way. I'm going to interview him on Stock Market TV coming up, probably later in the fall. Awesome. But 67 years old. I've been seeing him for a year. As a matter of fact, I met him last year at Stocktoberfest. I was speaking. He was sitting in the front row of the audience, 350 some pounds, 66-year-old guy. Now he's 67. In the last year, it's going to be exactly a year coming up in the next week or two. He's lost over 100 pounds.
Damn.
And damn, right? He just stuck to it, right? He did the Proman program and he didn't hem and haw and he didn't, I'm going to go drink or, I've been doing so good that I'm going to break the rules. He just sticks with it. He eats a lot of fresh seafood. He's not really a pescatarian, but almost. And he just eats, salmon, crab claws, fresh shrimp all the time. He lives on the water. And so we're talking the other day and he said to me, I think I have so much more energy now.
Yeah.
I'm more patient and I think more clearly. I don't have brain fog anymore.
Mhm.
All of those things. And I said, what do you attribute that to? He said, it's obvious. I'm lighter. I feel much better. My brain is even better. My brain is even more. He said that to me. I mean, he's talking my book. And have I brainwashed him along the way? Maybe a little bit here and there, whatever. He's been influenced. But he said it to me right out of nowhere. So if you're sitting out there and, you're thinking, what can I do to get incrementally better? Right? I'm doing this, but I want to do this. Get outside, move your body, eat clean, get some rest at night. Don't stay up for the second half of the Sunday night game and drink another 3 beers after you've already had 4 or 5 beers Sunday afternoon, et cetera, et cetera.
And it's an important consideration because most people, especially most young people, right, when they hear the stuff that you talk about, Phil, they're thinking about their physical health, right, their physical appearance and bettering that part. And they're totally forgetting the other half of it, which is all the mental benefits that are here. And as you get older and older, man, brain fog is real.
This is a new movement that is growing thanks to the work of guys like Chris Palmer up at Harvard, where they are better understanding the link between metabolic health and brain functioning.
Totally.
And executive functioning, mental health, all of these different types of things. And as these guys do more and more work in this area, brain energy, they are finding the connections are profound, and that this sort of duality, this mind-body split is not a split at all. The mind-body, it's one word, MINDBODY, mind-body, one word, all together. Monism is a fancy word you could call it if you're philosophically minded, but it's just all one thing. Your brain is part of your body. Duh.
Haven't other cultures, some of like the oldest civilizations, been like all over this? Like I'm talking about like Eastern cultures. They've been all over this. It just never got here to the developed, at least to our side of the world, I think. For some reason, is that
we are living in a toxic culture. Look around. It's not hard to spot it. We see all of this division politically. We see high levels of depression in adolescence.
Yeah.
All of these, obesity is an epidemic, and metabolic unhealth is an epidemic. So we're seeing all of these signs within our culture. So that in our culture today, if you want to be healthy, you have to be subversive. You have to be a rebel. You have to be a heretic. And you're exactly right. The old cultures, Eastern philosophies especially, were espousing this as a very obvious thing. Like this is a self-evident. Your mind and body are related, and it's all part of the unit. It's even larger than just your body. It's your surroundings, and even broader than that, the universe is all interrelated, all interconnected. Tough to argue with that.
It's almost like we've lost that common sense as a people. Nice to have folks like you out here reminding us.
It's super important. And you said one other thing too about the young folks. There's that old expression that youth is wasted on the young, right? And a lot of times the younger folks don't necessarily hear the words of the older folks who have been through it. And I totally understand why. I was young. I remember. I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm going to live forever. I don't care. There are a few people out there, though. There are a few youngins out there who do hear. And so I'm preaching to them, and I'm preaching to everybody else who, whoa, that's really making sense.
One advantage, right? Because even you, Phil, what age did you actually start doing the right thing for your mind and body, right? Because if you start at 25, dude, you are just fucking and can stick to it. Most people wake up at the time they're 35, 40, worse,
It's the exact same model. Health and wealth are extremely similar in multiple ways. And it's very similar to the compounding model, right? You compound wealth. If you start early, you start putting away a little bit of money and investing it over a long period of time, it grows and grows and grows and grows. It's also the same is true of health. However, it's never too late to start. So my boy is sitting in the audience, sitting in the first row, making me a little bit uncomfortable too, because I'm talking about metabolic health, and he's 360 pounds looking up at me right from the first row. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm talking about getting healthy and exercising and all these things. And here's this giant guy. And so, but this guy started at 66 and he's crushing it. He couldn't go. He was a fisherman. He couldn't go, and now he's an investor, but he was a fisherman early in his days, salmon fish in Alaska, real deal. And he couldn't fish anymore because he was too big.
Oh, man.
So this summer, he could fish like crazy.
That's so
like
cool.
He's down 80 pounds, you know, at the beginning of the summer, he's down 75, 80 pounds. He's coming back and he's like, hey, Phil, check this out. Showing me the spread. I caught this today.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Well,
so he started at 66, never too late either. Never too young, never too late.
And I'll bet if you asked him about his diet, he ain't complaining either. If he's eating all that delicious seafood, like as somebody who's dabbled with the Perlman plan, you can eat good, man. You could eat real good. A lot of healthy protein options out there.
That's the thing. It's a priority set, right? So if you're a market participant and this is a lucrative profession that we are in. We are in a very lucrative vertical, right? It's all about money. It's all about making money. We're not building, we're not saving puppies. We're not building widgets. We are in the business of generating more money from the money that we have. It's the same thing with everything in the finance industry, right? Asset management, trading, banking, all of it, right? And so when we have that, we have the resources to be able to truly eat well, have a good steak, have good fish, go to a restaurant, go to a Greek restaurant where they have excellent food that's just coming out, that's fresh, and you can choose to eat super well.
Yeah.
And, not eat a lot of garbage, not eat a lot of, garbage, and eat a lot of fresh protein. And spend the money to do it. It's like, it's worth it. Like what else are you gonna spend the money on? Right.
You're kind of alluding to, and this is a common criticism, right? You'll hear from people in conversations like this. Well, hey man, that's nice for you, but eating healthy is a luxury. That's good.
Great point. However, if you're not rich, let's say you're watching this right now and you're just starting out, you're a little bit younger, you don't have that much, you can get super healthy food that's delicious on a very low budget.
Sure.
Eggs are making 2-year lows right now. You're paying like a nickel. You're paying like the last time I did the math, and I'm obsessed with this stuff. Sure, you can make fun of me for it, but the last time I did the math, you're paying like a nickel per gram of protein with eggs.
That's great.
So hard-boiled eggs, omelets, scrambled eggs. You put some vegetables in there. You put some sausage in there or whatever. You're getting so much protein per penny. It's unbelievable with eggs. Ground beef, yes, the price has gone up, but you get so much protein per dollar that you spend on ground beef. You get some Cajun seasoning. I eat it all the time. I mean, like I'll tweet my steaks out, but I'm eating ground beef and I'm eating eggs, 5 times a week.
A nickel per gram of protein. If you could chart foods on Koyfin, eggs would pop up in the deep value scan.
Here's what I need from you, Straz. Here's what I need. I need a comparative chart, relative value of a dozen eggs. I just tweeted out the chart this morning. You could find it. It's a retail chart versus the price of beef cattle.
We could do this.
What is that? Not feeder cattle. What's the other one?
Live
cattle.
Where could I get the egg price data? Because I don't think I could get that.
You know what? I have it. I have it. I'll give it to you.
Send me that egg data. We'll work it up for you.
I need that relative chart because eggs are trending like crazy. They're getting cheap, and beef cattle is making all-time highs while eggs making 3-year lows.
No, and this is important stuff, right? Because this affects everybody. I'm all for. We need more food charts. So if you ever have an idea, bring it to me, and we'll get it done for you. But
we got to do this one. I love it. I'll blog that one too.
Got you. This
is awesome. Phil, thanks a lot, man.
Spence, you're the freaking man, bro. Straz, you're the man. Shout out Koyfin. Adios.
All right. Hey, we're running over here. I wanted to tease Straz's new show that we're kind of soft launching today. That was supposed to start 5 minutes ago, but we were having too much fun with Phil. Basically, here's the deal. Steve, correct me if I'm wrong. So,
am I going out today? Are we doing this today?
You want to do it? I mean, we can do it a different day. I thought we were going to do it today, but here we are running over.
Or we just go at 9:45 next Tuesday and make that the first show.
Oh, Phil, what's up, Phil? Phil
no,
says go.
You're going today. I'll
Phil
stay on
go.
with you. I want to be a guest on the first show.
Phil says go.
Let's fucking do this.
Get me the hell out.
This show's got to go.
Right,
We're going.
Yeah.
This is the open bar. This is Breakout Multiplier presents the open bar with Strazza. And let me tell you, conceptually about this program, one of the reasons that we got to go today, right? We got it. We going. It's 4th and 1. We going. We got to go. Why we're going is because this, like, Strazza is breaking out. Okay. Strazza is breaking out from this long-term consolidation, and he's heading to 300. Like, this is a double, maybe a triple in the making. The Q4 is going to be just ascendant. And we got to go. Like, this program, because, like, he does this program. He's got JC, he's got Spencer. They bring guests on. And it's a nice ensemble, right? It's a nice ensemble, to use the French. But he is a star ascending in his own right. So to have his own show, first thing in the morning when the market opens, it's a freaking no-brainer. So let's go. I'm staying on. I'll be on with you for the next 20 minutes or so. I'll ask you questions. What are you looking at? What are you doing?
Let's hop back on in 7 minutes, 10 a.m.
Okay. I'm just going to hang around here. Is that okay, Spencer, if I hang around here in the green room?
I'll give you the link. So here's what we're going to do. So once a week on Tuesday, when this show ends, Strazza is going to go live. If you're watching us on YouTube, the stream will automatically redirect. You don't have to do anything. You'll automatically get redirected. It's going to be like 9:45 for a half hour. Just Strazza ripping charts off the open, doing his thing. So we're going to do that. So we're going to end this stream right now. We'll start the new stream up in a few minutes. If you're watching us on YouTube, it'll redirect you. If you're watching us on our site, just refresh the page. If you're watching us on Twitter, there will be a new tweet out for it. And it's going to be just Strazza ripping through charts for a few minutes, just having fun. So this is the new thing we're going to do. Soft launch today. All right?
Yep. We'll talk about trades if they come to us. We'll put them on right then and there. All right. I'll see you guys in a little bit.
We'll see you guys in a few.
Boom.
I can't take no